On the day-to-day news. Listen in on talks with volunteer groups, documentarians, and financial advisors. Monday to Friday with your host, Tyler Kieft. Catch the Megacast weekdays from 10 a.m. to 11 on Civic Center TV 89.3 and streaming on mymytv.com.
This is My Michigan TV, a unique news streaming television network. To watch simply at our app to your smartphone or smart TV. You can also watch online at mymytv.com. My Michigan TV. My.
Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. Very good to be with you. Dave Scott here from Civic Center TV. And I thank you for joining. My hair's a little messy today. That's because I was out walking around in this absolutely incredible, beautiful weather. Thank you very much for tuning in. You are watching The Splash Live, and this, of course, is part of 90 minutes of live television here each and every Monday through Friday. Starts at 9:30 in the morning with The Splash Live, what you're watching right now, where we take a very close look at what's going on in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake and our immediate surrounding communities. Tyler Kieft checks in this morning at 10 o'clock with the Megacast. He's been doing it for several years. We started that show when the COVID crisis came out. It gave us a good vehicle to talk to you each and every day about issues related to COVID. Now it just gives us an opportunity to take a deeper look and meet some of the interesting people, not only in the immediate West Bloomfield area, but also all around the Oakland County area and sometimes even around the state of Michigan and Metro Detroit. It is an hour and a half of live programming. All of it, though, is focused on you, the residents of Greater West Bloomfield. A lot of great ways to watch a show. This is not just a show where you can watch it in one place. You can watch it all over. First of all, we love to invite you to watch us on our traditional outlet. That is our cable television outlet. You can find Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15. Now, if you're an AT&T subscriber, we invite you to go to AT&T's Channel 99. A little bit more difficult to tune in there because it's kind of a menu system that has all of the area community television channels there, and go in and select your community. And I'll tell you a little secret: if you pick West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, or Sylvan Lake, you're going to really get all the same content. But select one of our communities and you'll be able to watch our programming on cable. I would advise, if you've not done this, to check us out on our website. Go to civiccentertv.com. Thousands of people do that each and every day. There you will find our live broadcast in full high definition, and then all the other resources that we have on our website. So our on-demand content and a whole lot more. A lot of people just watch us every day on their computer, on their mobile device, right there at civiccentertv.com. Another option for you is via the social media outlets, and that would be our Facebook page. We're streaming live on Facebook right now. We're also streaming live right now on YouTube. So go in and search for West Bloomfield, The Splash Live, or just about anything else local, and hopefully our Facebook will pop up and our YouTube live streams will pop up. Just go right into those outlets. You can always pump in Civic Center TV in there, again, on YouTube and on Facebook. And let's not forget that we are unique in, I think, really all of Metro Detroit and maybe across the state of Michigan. I don't know any other community television channel that also has its own radio station. And we are live on the radio each and every day, 24/7 with 89.3 Lakes FM. So you can go there, and not all, but many of our programs we simulcast, including the Splash Live that you're listening to right now, and the Megacast coming up, and a lot of our municipal meetings and other things that you might find of general interest, and then also a lot of really good music. And today, as you're driving around the area, you're going to want to, crank the window down and enjoy the incredible weather, because look how amazing it is. Currently already 44 degrees. It's pretty good for this hour of the morning, but it's going to warm up to 66 degrees. And I've heard it might even get even close to 70 today. Beautiful day, partly cloudy skies, mostly sunny skies here in our area. Tons of sunshine, beautiful weather, great day to get out and rake the leaves, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. Great day to get out and take the dog or the cat or whatever you have. You got an iguana, take your iguana for, I don't know if you can really take your iguana for a walk, but you know what I mean. Get out, enjoy our incredible parks, our incredible trails, and our great community. Today is the day to do it. Again, temperatures in the 60s will only cool down to the 40s tonight. More of the same, even a little bit warmer tomorrow, and even better on Friday. And then we're just going to maintain this great weather all the way through the weekend. I had yesterday a chance to talk to the folks at the National Weather Service office in White Lake. That was so interesting. We're gonna replay that today later in the show in case you didn't have an opportunity to see that. We talk about why our weather has been so uncharacteristically good. And I was a little bit surprised to find out that actually during the month of October, it was actually a little bit cooler than usual because we started out so cool. But there is no question we are having what, I don't know if they still call it an Indian summer, but we are having an absolutely beautiful late fall and for a prime fall season here in the West Bloomfield area. Absolutely beautiful. And we're going to continue to take a look at why there was I think it was a La Nina, if I got that right. We'll find out when we talk to the guys up in White Lake at the National Weather Service. Ton of things going on in our community. I tell you what, we're going to take a very short break right now, and we'll be back in a minute. We'll find out what's going on over at the library, and we'll find out what's going on with a lot of other events. Tons of things coming up in our community to talk about. We'll highlight some of those. We'll talk to the guys at the National Weather Service. We got some tips for you if you still haven't gotten those leaves off your yard, that and a whole lot more. It's the Splash Live. Good morning. I'm Dave Scott. We'll be back in just a moment.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Dave Scott here from our Civic Center TV studios in Walnut Lake Road in West Bloomfield, here with the Splash Live. Good to have you with us. Tyler Keith standing by. He'll be here in a little bit. And, of course, doing the Megacast this morning at 10 o'clock. So we talk about many of the things you can do. Get out, walk the dog, roll around town with your window down as we have this beautiful weather here in West Bloomfield. But, you know, most of us here in West Bloomfield, we're here not because we necessarily work here. We're here because we live here. And that means we've got yards to deal with. And normally that's wonderful. This time of year means a little extra work. So you got to get out and rake the leaves. So I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts we did this morning. Raking leaves isn't just about maintaining a neat appearance in your lawn. It's also essential maintenance for the health of your grass. A thick layer of leaves can smother grass and block airflow and sunlight. It can also form a barrier that prevents water and nutrients from getting into the root system of the grass. So not only do you want your yard to look good, but you really got to get those leaves off of your yard to make sure your yard is healthy and comes back green in the springtime. So when's the best time to do it? A day like today. So we had some rain earlier, but now that it's dried out, the leaves are a little bit drier. They're going to be a little bit easier to move. So windy and stormy days, not really good. A day like today is perfect. The leaves have dried out. You can get them moved, whether you use a rake or some other device. A day like today is absolutely perfect. And a lot of the leaves are down now. So you might have to still take another swing at your yard one more time, but you can get a lot of that big quantity of leaves off of your yard. So on our video, we're seeing somebody doing it the traditional way with a rake. But there are a lot of ways to move leaves. And like anything, the thing that always cracks me up about our world today is that there are so many little details about everything. And let's start with that simple rake that we have in the garage, that we have in our storage shed, that we're using in our house. Rakes are a manual tool. However, the type you get can determine if your job will take longer or not. Don't skimp and get a crummy rake. For instance, don't get a rake with a narrow spread. It gathers fewer leaves and takes you a much longer time to get the raking done. Kind of obvious, right? Instead, what you want to do is choose a wider spread. They call it a wider tine spread with a fan of at least 30 inches. Now, I'm just the kind of crazy guy. I'll go into like Ace Hardware in Walnut Lake Road or wherever I go to get a rake, and I'll get my ruler out. So, well, the guy in TV said it's got to be 30 inches, right? Go in, do the best you can, but you want to get one with a 30-inch spread. Also, get a no-clog rake. I didn't even know they existed. A no-clog rake with specially designed aligned tines that do not pierce the leaves, because that is kind of a pain. I think we probably see it in that rake there on TV right now. Us leaves always get stuck in the rake, and then you're going to do what they're doing right there, and that you got to pull all the leaves off. It's not, this is not the end of the world, West Bloomfield, but, always nice. You make the job a little easier. And a lot of people think, well, I got to get that leaf blower or some big expensive device. The right rake can really make a huge difference. Now, if you do want to step your game up a little bit, one of the things you could do is just go out and cut the grass and cut those leaves up and mulch them into the lawn. But if you do that, it's best if you have an appropriate lawnmower for it that is set up to do all of that mulching. It's called a mulching mower, and it breaks down the leaves into really small pieces. That also kind of blows them over and gets them into a nice area for you. Obviously, the leaf blower is a really good option. So there we see our handy leaf blower. If you have one, you can usually wait a little bit longer, get the job done quicker. So wait till most of the leaves are down, and then just in a couple of hours do that. You don't want to do that, obviously, on a windy day, because you blow the leaves one way, Mother Nature blows the leaves another way, but that is really, really handy. And then the ultimate tool, I don't think we've got a video clip of it today, but the ultimate tool is the leaf vacuum. And some of you folks, especially if your significant other or you just loves to have that big old John Deere, it's almost like a farm tractor to work in the yard. You got one of those guys in your neighborhood. I know you do. They probably have the leaf vacuum that attaches right in the back of the lawnmower, the riding lawnmower, and they go and they just sucks up all the leaves, and then you take it down to the curb or you take it down to your ditch, and man, it's just so nice. So whatever you do, this is a great week to get out and enjoy some leaf raking or some leaf removal. The weather's going to be perfect. It won't be super windy. It's going to be nice and dry. And the one thing I really love about raking the leaves, it's a great opportunity to get out and have some chat time with the neighbors who will probably be out doing the same thing. We hope you enjoy the beautiful weather and get out and do that. A lot of other things to do, some of them inside, and that is a West Bloomfield Library used book sale is going on this weekend. The Friends of the West Bloomfield Township Library will hold their fall used book sale this year. It starts on Friday and continues through Saturday and Sunday. So Friday is the Just for Friends preview sale, and that happens Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. All books and media are half price during the preview sale for Friends members. Non-members, if you're not a member of the library and you want to come, just come to the door. And guess what? You will be a member for as low as $10 per person, $15 for the family. Good thing to do to support the West Bloomfield Township Library. And then you're going to make that money right back because you're going to save on books and you're going to get the first shot at them. The used book sale continues over the weekend. General public Saturday 9 to 5. And then if you're looking for a really good deal, you can come on Sunday from noon to 3. Sunday is $5 bag day. So that means you're going to have an opportunity to take a bunch of books, put them in a bag, and go home. And that's always kind of fun because you end up grabbing something that you probably wouldn't pick up at the bookstore, maybe something, out of your normal reading, categories, and then you start reading. It's like, wow, this is really cool. Get out, see your neighbors and friends. It's going to be packed. There'll be a lot of people at the used book sale at the West Bloomfield Public Library. Meanwhile, here in West Bloomfield, the Detroit Jewish Book Fair is going on. This is a long-standing event. This is the 71st annual Detroit Jewish Book Fair Festival at the Jewish Community Center of Metropolitan Detroit. It was going on long before the JCC was even in West Bloomfield. 71 years strong, a lot of authors, interesting programming, and a whole lot more than just books. So get online, go to the Jewish Community Center site, go to the Detroit Jewish Book Fair page. You can just search that on the internet, and you'll have no problem finding out more all about it. One other event I didn't even warn the guys in the studio about, so we probably don't really have any graphics, but here on my computer, I see the West Acres Craft Show that's happening Saturday, November 5th from 10 to 4. It's located at 3700 West Acres Drive, West Bloomfield Township. They've got a great website, westacrescraftshow.com. There you go, guys. Good job. And you can go in there and find out all the information. The West Acres Craft Show on the About Us page is a tight-knit neighborhood, West Acres itself, in West Bloomfield. In 1968, the West Acres Market was started, and in response to an increase in more handmade crafts, the West Acres Women's Club began the West Acres Craft Show in 1974. It's going on right in our neighborhood. You can see there's the map on the website, a lot of artisans, and a lot of fun. So head out to the webpage, westacrescraftshow.com. All the information is there. And another really wonderful thing to do if you're looking for something fun to do and you're into arts and crafts here in West Bloomfield. All right, maybe the biggest news of the day is absentee voting is going on in West Bloomfield. So here's the update for you that want to head out and get your ballot in. There are a lot of different ways you can do it. First of all, you can just go to the clerk's office, and they're going to be open for extra hours tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Today, it's just the normal hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30. You can go to the office, get out of your car, walk into the clerk's office, and then go in and vote, essentially. They'll give you the absentee form. You can fill it out there, and you'll be all set to go. Tomorrow, extended hours, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday, extended hours, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. But there's another way to do it that's an awful lot more convenient and easy, and I actually have some video here. I wanted to roll through it. You guys roll the video from the very beginning if you can. Just roll that video all the way down. Okay, so let's roll that video. So what you got to do to go to the drop box, you just head down Walnut Lake Road. So here I am driving down Walnut Lake Road past Shaco Elementary yesterday. Notice how beautiful it was. Hey, there it is on the right-hand side. That's our office and studio, Civic Center TV. You get just past there. By the way, watch out there. There's always a lot of deer right here. And they like to hang out in that area, that wooded area. Now here we are on the campus of the West Bloomfield Civic Center campus. We're getting ready to turn in here right off Walnut Lake Road. And you turn in and drive in and just keep driving in here. If you've not been here in the Civic Center campus, here's a nice little video of what it looks like. Drive nice and slow right here, especially because off to the right-hand side is the headquarters of the West Bloomfield police departments. So if you want to vote, you just keep driving back there. Looking over to the left right now, you can see the West Bloomfield Township Library over there to the left. So you just keep driving down the main road here. And this is so simple, but I want to show it to you so you can see how easy. You come here. You could turn left or right, but I decided to turn left because this is the main drop box. And you just go around Town Hall, and then you turn to the right here, right in front of the library. And then you go right in front of the building, and as you're going to see in a second, here is our drop box. And look how easy that is. It leans right over. So there I am, just pulling up in the car. Going to roll down the window. I didn't have a ballot, and I didn't want anyone to think I was putting some foreign material in there. But that's it. There is the actual drop box for West Bloomfield. Applications and ballots go in there. All the instructions go in there. And let's just be honest, you've probably seen some of these national reports about people stalking drop boxes, and you may not really feel comfortable going to the drop box. So I wanted to show you that video because you don't even need to get out of your car, okay? I mean, you can just pull right up to that thing, drop your ballot in, and it's never been easier to vote. And that's why so many people are voting for this election. You have so many options on how you can vote. You can do the drop box thing I just showed you. You can, get out of your car and go into the clerk's office, get your absentee ballot if you don't already have it, and vote. And this is for any community in the state of Michigan. All the clerk's desks are open. And then finally, you always have the option, of course, of just waiting till election day, voting the way we used to. Either way, be sure to get out and vote. And if you need any more information, just call the clerk's office in West Bloomfield. So as we said earlier in the show, weather's been absolutely great. People at the National Weather Service office in White Lake, right around the corner from us, have been keeping an eye on the weather. And we had an opportunity yesterday to check in with Trent Frey from the National Weather Service, Trent Frey, rather, from the National Weather Service, and talk about this incredibly beautiful weather.
Yeah, good morning. Happy to be here.
So is it just me, or have we been having remarkably nice and warm weather this late fall 2022?
Yes, we have. It's been warm the past week, actually about 2 weeks. We had a stretch of 70s back there for a while, and then we just got through another stretch of 60s the past week or so. So it's certainly been running a bit warmer than normal. But if you actually look at the month of October as a whole, we remembered we had some 40s back there too. So for the month of October as a whole, it actually kind of balances out close to normal. But what has been pretty notable has been how dry it's been. For the month of October, we only got about an inch of rain, which is about an inch and a half less than what we would normally get for this time of year. And, that adds on top of an already pretty dry year. We're actually in the 11th driest year on record so far, which is pretty significant. We have a period of record of 149 years at Detroit. So we're sitting about 9 inches below normal rainfall for the year. So,
well, and one of the benefits, Trent, of that is that I think our color season ended up, and it's not over, but it's been more spectacular than I can remember. It's wind and rain that knocks those leaves off the trees, and it seems like this year the trees have just been maintaining their leaves for a long time, and we've had obviously beautiful clear days to go out and warm to enjoy them.
Yeah, that's right. And, the moderate drought that we've been in actually kind of helps out the colors a bit too, because the trees are a bit more stressed this time of year. So that brings up more of the colors.
So we got like another week and a half, it seems, of pretty mild weather if I'm on target. I'm not a pessimist, but I always see this happening and think, well, what's coming to make up for all this? So Mother Nature is a way of balancing things out. What are your thoughts about what our West Bloomfield winter might look like?
Sure. Yeah. So we're actually going into another La Nina winter. This will be our third one in a row. The past couple of years have been pretty close to normal temperature-wise, but La Nina tends to tip us more towards a wetter than normal pattern. And whether that means more rainy conditions, more icy conditions, more snowy conditions, we can't really differentiate between that. But in general, wetter than normal, kind of encompassing all of those conditions, is more likely, especially as we get later in the winter.
Yeah, I thought I read something about like a triple La Nina. Am I quoting that correctly?
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, this is our third La Nina in a row, and this is only the third time on record that it's actually happened. So pretty rare.
So listen, when Trent says this, my friends, this isn't Farmer's Almanac, not to indict the Farmer's Almanac, but this is the real stuff. And we know that we're going to have it, anything can change, but it's likely we're going to have a wetter winter. So now we're all wondering, will it be a wetter, warmer winter? That's kind of a hard thing to say, wetter, warmer winter. Or will it be a wetter, snowier winter? And we've not had a good, snowy, blizzard-packed winter around here that I can recall for a long time.
Yeah. It's been, I think in my recent memory, since about 2013, 2014, that winter was pretty good for snow around here. But yeah, it's temperature-wise, it's going to be harder to tell. La Nina doesn't really tip us in one direction, whether it's going to be colder or warmer. Generally, we'll see more variability. So we could see something like what we had a few years ago with the polar vortex breaking down and causing Arctic air outbreaks. But those happen on less than the seasonal scale, and they're much harder to predict this far in advance.
Well,
so we could see some cooler periods, but in general, we're not tipped in one direction for
And when I was reading the articles about the triple La Nina, one of the things it brought up that it is some chance with all this moisture coming, it's a little bit more likely that we might get one of those ice storms. And we've had some really devastating winter ice storms here. It's one of the things that can, knock out our power and cause a lot of inconvenience for several days. And hopefully we don't have the right temperature conditions that cause a severe winter ice storm. But the more moisture we have, the more likelihood of rain, ice, snow, and all the things that get in the way of our travel and enjoying our lives.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Ice storms are one of the biggest hazards we have here in Southeast Michigan. And, it's been a number of years since we've had a really significant one. So it's definitely important to stay prepared because it could happen any winter, and this winter is no different.
Well, Trent, I'm a pilot and a weather junkie. I could talk to you all day, and unfortunately, we only have another minute or so. I really enjoyed it. It was a couple of years ago, coming up to the White Lake office and interviewing a couple of your colleagues. Just how fortunate are we to have that office so close to our communities?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great resource for everybody, and the best part is it's funded on taxpayer dollars. So our agency costs about the cost of a cup of coffee per year for each person. So really invaluable information. You can go to weather.gov/Detroit, and it's staffed right here in White Lake. We are a team of about 24 people that work here, and we're here in the neighborhood working on the forecast 7 days a week, 24/7. And keeping an eye on the radar to keep people safe.
All right, Trent. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us on short notice and being such a good guy. And every time I've been in your, the one time was in your office, but every time I've called, you guys have been extremely accommodating, and we appreciate it. Thank you for keeping us safe during tornado season, during these big winter storm warnings. And I always like it when they come across to us in the media. They're very, very helpful to share with the audience. Trent, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Happy to help out.
Really great guy. Trent, of course, Trent Frey, I got that wrong again, from the National Weather Service. Good to have him with us, and what a great team they are up there. And that's going to be it. We don't have much more time today, just enough time to say thank you very much for watching. Remind you to be back here tomorrow morning. We'll be back at 9:30 with another half hour of very local, hopefully helpful information and interesting guests for you. Tyler Keefe is going to be here in just a couple of minutes with the Megacast. Tyler takes a wider look at what's going on across our area. And of course, we'll be spending an hour with you, so a little bit more time than we have, but an opportunity for you to get further insight into the stories that are going on right here in West Bloomfield. Don't forget, the weather's beautiful today, so if you have not exercised your opportunity to vote and you don't want to have the long lines that are associated with voting on Election Day, great day to head up to the West Bloomfield Township Hall today. If you're free and you're not at work, and go in there, just head to the clerk's desk and they'll give you all the assistance that you need. Huge shout out and big thank you today to Jared Clark, doing a good job, and Calvin Brown. These are the guys that work behind the scenes, and all this stuff that you see on TV doesn't happen automatically. All the videos, all the graphics, all the lighting, all the audio, and everything. They can't quite make me look good on television, but they do the best they can. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30 right here on The Splash.